Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif says that he was informed by the Finance Minister Miftah Ismail that Pakistan could receive $2 billion from the International Monetary Fund. Addressing the Turnaround Pakistan conference organized by the Ministry of Planning and Development, the Premier stressed the need for all quarters to work together for the country's progress as well as the need for self-reliance, adding that self-reliance guarantees political and economic independence.
जनाब मिफ्ता साहब ने मुझे सुबह एक मैसेज भिजवाया कि इंशाअल्लाह IMF से $1 नहीं $2 अरब मिल जाएंगे और इन्होंने ठीक कहा। मैंने नीचे लिखा अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, लेकिन असल मंजिल हमारी खुद इन्हिसारी की है, ईजियर सेड देन डन। और ये एक कोलिशन गवर्नमेंट है। कोलिशन गवर्नमेंट की अपनी बहुत मजबूत प्लस पॉइंट्स भी हैं और दूसरे पॉइंट्स भी हैं। प्लस पॉइंट ये है कि ये कोलिशन गवर्नमेंट पाकिस्तान के चारों सूबों के ऊपर मुहित है और किसी फैसले के ऊपर उनकी मोहर, उससे उस फैसले को बड़ी तक़वीयत मिलती है।
Finance Minister Miftah Ismail says Pakistan is no longer in danger of defaulting, but cautions that it was still important for the government and the people to tread carefully and stay disciplined. The Finance Minister said Pakistan has come out of danger, adding that the country has received combined economic and financial targets for the 7th and 8th reviews of its International Monetary Fund bailout program.
हुकूमत पाकिस्तान को IMF की तरफ से एक MEFP मिला, which is Memorandum of Economic and Financial Policy, और वो 7वीं और 8वीं ट्रांचेस को कंबाइन कर दिया। तो 7वीं ट्रांचेस थी वो $900 मिलियन की थी, 8वीं ट्रांचेस तकरीबन $1 बिलियन की थी, तो वो कंबाइन इंशाल्लाह हो जाएगी। तो ये एक खुशाइन बात है इंशाल्लाह।
The Karachi police used tear gas and bait and charged protesting residents of Liari near the Moripur road who took to the streets against K Electric for carrying out unannounced and prolonged power load shedding and frequent breakdowns. The demonstrators, who have been protesting since last night, burned tires and blocked the road for traffic, which links the Karachi Port Trust and site industrial areas. Senior Superintendent of Police Asif Bugio says the residents dispersed for a while after the police action but resumed the protest shortly after. Unidentified assailants shot and killed 2 police officers assigned to polio vaccination teams and a polio worker in North Waziristan's Datta Khel area today. A district official said the victims were busy with polio vaccinations when they came under attack, adding that a child was also injured during the incident after he was shot in the leg. Pakistan has expressed alarm over India blocking Twitter accounts of Pakistani embassies in several locations. The Foreign Office said India had withheld official handles run by Pakistan's mission in Iran, Turkey, Egypt and the United Nations. According to India Today, the move came after the Indian Ministry of Information and Broadcasting earlier blocked 16 YouTube news channels, including 6 Pakistan-based channels, claiming they were spreading disinformation related to India's national security, foreign relations and public order. Earlier, Twitter had also blocked accounts of certain journalists, Indian and international, who are critical of the Modi regime. Global shares were higher on Tuesday while oil prices firmed following China's decision to ease some quarantine requirements for international arrivals that raised hopes for stronger growth and a revival in demand for commodities. China's strict zero-COVID regulations have been a drag on activity in the world's number 2 economy, but an easing of travel restrictions and reopening of major cities from lockdowns boost optimism that growth can get back on track. The group of 7 economic powers have agreed to explore imposing a ban on transporting Russian oil that has been sold above a certain price. The war in Ukraine and its dramatic economic fallout, in particular soaring food and energy inflation, has dominated this year's summit of the group of rich democracies at a castle resort in the Bavarian Alps. The G7 is looking at price caps as a way to prevent Moscow profiting from its invasion of Ukraine, which has sharply raised energy prices, taking the sting out of Western efforts to reduce imports of Russian oil and gas. Sri Lanka will allow companies from oil-producing countries to import and sell fuel, ending a duopoly as it tries to overcome a shortage of petrol and diesel that is exacerbating an economic crisis. Sri Lanka is suffering from its worst economic crisis since its independence, with foreign exchange reserves at a record low of $1.92 billion, according to the country's central bank, though analysts estimate a lower level of usable funds. At least 46 migrants were found dead on Monday in and around a truck that was abandoned on the roadside on the outskirts of the Texas city of San Antonio. The grim discovery was one of the worst disasters involving migrants in the United States in recent years, and came 5 years after a similar deadly incident in the same central Texas city, a few hours from the Mexican border. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan held firm on his stance towards Finland and Sweden's NATO bids, saying Turkey wanted results, not words, to address its concerns, adding that he will also push United States President Joe Biden on a stalled F-16 fighter jet purchase. Breaking with decades of a policy of neutrality, Finland and Sweden applied for NATO membership in light of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But they have faced opposition from Turkey over what it says is the Nordic countries' support for militants it views as terrorists, and arms embargoes on Ankara. London's Heathrow Airport will have to lower landing fees over the next 4 years after Britain's aviation regulator responded to pressure from airlines over the cost of flying at the hub. Heathrow wanted to double the fee it charges airlines in order to provide a better service to customers while retaining the support of its owners, but the plan drew fury from the likes of British Airways and Virgin Atlantic, who said the airport was already among the most expensive in the world. The Green Shirts will participate in a T20 Tri-Series in Christchurch, New Zealand from October 7 to 14th, with Bangladesh as the third side. The Pakistan Cricket Board says the series is part of the team's preparation for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup later this year. Pakistan will take on Bangladesh on October 7th and New Zealand on the following day. YouTube has removed a viral music video in India released posthumously by murdered Sikh rapper Sidhu Moosewala following a complaint by the government. The song, SYL, talks about the Sutlej-Yamuna link canal, which has been at the center of a long-running water dispute between the late Sikh rapper's home state of Punjab and neighboring Haryana.